Clutch City, Hustle Town, USA, but put all that aside. This team for the last several years has been on the edge of success. Let's see if they can take the next step.
And when you think of the Rockets, you think fun. This one could be as well tonight. Oh, Russell Westbrook. Good start. He's made his first shot. The inner beast of Westbrook. Sheer determination.
I don't think anybody got the license plate or not hit and run. And there is no one, I repeat, no one in the game of basketball with the first step in the explosion of Russell Westbrook.
Here comes the screen. Driving right to the basket. The shot blocked by Anthony.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Paul. And the rebound comes down to the Thunder. George, his first effort off the mark.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Houston with the basketball. Paul. Trying to cash in. The shot by Nene, no good. To Paul George. 48 wins a year ago for the Thunder. Jay, it took them a while to get to that point, but in so many ways, the Thunder had a great opportunity in the playoffs.
They did. It just seemed like something with their chemistry was out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Turned away by George. To Paul.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Harden to Anthony. Has a chance. Shot by Carmelo. No good. The shot turned away by Adams. Oh, the whistle. Jay, take your hands off of me.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
Thunder with the basketball. Westbrook. And it's the rebound. Hart with the basketball. Down 2. To George. Strong finish for Paul George.
What a... I have no clue how that ball even made it through the traffic.
Paul across the timeline. Looking to make something happen. To Anthony. Oh, he had him there for a second. Anthony. Shot for James Harden. Off the mark. He's made those before, but that was well defended.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was his shot.
Paul into the front court. 8-2 our score. To Harden. Oh, had him going there for a second. Harden. Paul. Can't go down. Smothering defense.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Westbrook. Now a steal as the Rockets have it. Harden in possession. Now down 6. Nothing going here on that drive. Oh, leaves the defender in the dust. To Anthony. The shot blocked by Grant. And they retain the possession. Westbrook with it. Exactly a minute to go here in the opening quarter. George, deep 2 there. Won't go. Harden with it up top. Just under a minute to go in a low-scoring first quarter of play. No good. Oh, it looked like he may have gotten him there. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
I'll look out for that same move on the next possession.
Now a whistle. And we're going to get a timeout from OKC as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. It's Russ at the controls. Probing the defense. Oh, Russell Westbrook. 2-of-4 now.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Right through the heart of the defense. The layup is good.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
He can't get it to go. No good. Time runs out here in the first quarter. On to the second quarter. Neither team sees control in the first. Some interesting things, though, certainly on display.
Well, first off, I'm going to take my analytical hat off and then put my fan hat on. This has been a blasé first quarter. Not good, not bad, right in between. Let's see how both teams come out and try to adjust themselves in the second half.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Fires the three, so the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for three.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs them the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The results, he's going to the line.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Dennis Schroeder at the line. And he connects on the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. There will be no shortage of shots for Carmelo Anthony and Mike D'Antoni's offense, Jay. Why is it a good fit for Melo in Houston?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, if there's one guy you need to trust, his name is Daryl Morey. And the Houston Rockets organization is a stat-driven culture. So he understands at this juncture where Carmelo Anthony is in his relationship to his career. Playing with two pass-first type PGs in James Harden and CP3, who averaged a combined 12.5, 13 assists last year, will open up the floor extensively for Carmelo to knock down those jump shots.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. Has a look. Ooh, crisp. He's now 4 for 6.
Look, the Rockets don't take too many mid-range jumpers. Actually, last season, they led the league in three-point attempts. Glad to see them actually find a two-point shot relevant these days.
Goes to the right side. Shot from the lane won't go. Now Paul with the basketball. They're down 3. Shot's no good. You have to like the confidence, but that was a difficult shot.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
Harden into the front court. Down 6. Lets it fly from beyond the arc, and James Harden, well defended, still gets it to go down. The way he gets to the line, you have to respect every part of his game.
He is an occupational hazard for referees. He's the MVP of drawing fouls. He constantly baits the defender, which makes the defender's hands drop, which allows James Harden to drop buckets on him.
Time to shuffle things up. The Thunder have the possession. Paul George. Now Adams down low. Rockets have it. Nene to Anthony. Harden to Paul. Just off the mark.
And the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more athletic than we've ever seen before. So offensively, as a shooter, you either have to be able to create more space off the dribble for your shot or have a much faster release. Ideally, you have both in your arsenal.
Paul into the front court. 5-point game. Throws it up. Oh, blocked away.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
From the painted area, won't go down. To Harden. Lets it fly from long range, and James Harden knocks it down from 3. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
And the reward, he's going to the line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Paul George at the line. First one goes down. And gets both to drop at the line. And now Houston has the basketball. Harden to Anthony from long range. And that's rebounded by Noel. That is great vision to set it up. And a throwdown.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
It's Westbrook. Can't connect. Paul with it up top. Margins 8. To Anthony. Keep on trying. Shot's no good there. Deep 3 at the buzzer. No time left. Thunder with the lead. All set to go here in the second half. The third quarter is underway. Rockets have the ball. To Harden. Here comes the screen. Five on the shot clock. Shot clock violation. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Jay, without question, one of the biggest moments of the NBA offseason, Paul George, he chooses the Thunder, he stays in OKC.
And how about what Paul George said? He said, it's a perfect opportunity to submit myself and bring a championship where it has never been brought. And I think him and Russ work well off each other. Playoff P wants to be playoff P all the time. Who better to bring that out of you than the Beast Boy?
To Harden. For 3. Textbook defense.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Rockets in control of the basketball. Fires the three. Not that time. He missed it.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you can shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
To Anthony. It's good. If you don't stand in his way, he's going to make you pay. Knowing Carmelo Anthony, the competitor, you know he wants to do the same things as he was doing 5 years ago. Can he?
Well, the answer easy is no. Your mind is telling you yes, but your body is saying the exact opposite. The next step for Carmelo Anthony is to understand that he needs to keep it simple. If he's a catch-and-shoot player, help provide spacing and open up that lane for other players to attack.
Nothing going here on that drive. Paul to Anthony. Oh, he had him there for a second. Paul to Harden. Here's a chance from long range. Message received. Well defended.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
And Chris Paul, he's been doing that for years. Wide open look, and he buries it. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
Paul to Anthony. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
24-second violation. Time for some new personnel into the game. OKC ball. Schroeder to Paul George. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
The okey doke. Let's see if he'll try that one again.
Harden in possession. The margin standing now at 7. Trying to cash in. Harden shot won't go down.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. He sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Paul George at the line.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. First try at the line, no good. Gets a second to go with one more to come. Who left in Houston? Luke Bamute to the Clippers, Trevor Ariza to Phoenix. So, Jay, how do the Rockets adapt without two key wing defenders this year?
Well, other guys need to step up. I think you need to see P.J. Tucker step up. Gerald Green, we all know how explosive he is offensively, but he needs to make that applicable to the defensive end. Michael Carter-Williams is another big acquisition. He's a bigger guard who can use his length to deter shots. And also another kid, Markel Brown. He played at Oklahoma State. Extremely athletic, explosive on the perimeter. If these guys can do it by committee, that might be enough to eclipse the Golden State Warriors.
Oh, denied!
As my old teammate RJ would say, stay down, clown.
It's Rockets ball. Paul to Harden. Anthony to Paul. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
Nene to Capella. Nothing going here on that drive. Paul to Harden. Has a chance. He's looking for that touch.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
And a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
Deep three at the buzzer. 3 quarters down. The Thunder with the lead. The Thunder have it to start the 4th quarter. And that halftime lead, it was cut down in the 3rd.
And just because the numbers on the scoreboard say that you're winning doesn't mean that the feeling on the court implies that. This team is gaining momentum. If you don't do something to gain your momentum back, they're going to come back and win this game.
Houston takes over. Big finish at the rim. He climbed the ladder on that one.
Well, the question is, how big is the ladder? He's still climbing.
Nothing going here on that drive. Ferguson to Schroeder. Oh, Dennis Schroeder. Better late than never. That was his first shot, and it goes down.
When I think about the biggest international names in the game today, Dennis Schroeder's name probably isn't the first that comes to mind. But did you know that he's one of only 3 players to ever play in the league from Germany? Detlef Schrempf, Dirk Nowitzki, and Dennis Schroeder. He is a blur with the basketball, and he will be the first or second option offensively down the court each and every possession.
Dennis Schroeder. Wide open look, won't go. Gordon with it. The deficit is 6. Beyond the arc for 3. Too easy. Defense has to communicate.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball. Bang, that's how he set it up.
To Capella. And that's rebounded by the Thunder. To George. Stuffs it down with authority. We've seen Paul George's game evolve in recent years. Mixed results, Jay. How does he get back to being that elite two-way guy?
I think he needs to find a way to be aggressive. Let me bring you in and tell you what he dealt with this past year. When you're a guy who's used to having the ball in your hands, you can make more mistakes because you have more possessions. Then all of a sudden, when you play with a ball-dominant guard like Russell Westbrook, you don't have the ball as much, which means you try to make more out of less opportunity that you have. You force the action way more. Look for Paul George to be way more assertive in this game and find his rhythm by having the ball in his hands.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout. That's their first. Leaves them with 1 remaining the rest of the way.
The difference is going to be the best player on the court. He's a guy that you have to trust in. He has to get the ball. And sometimes as a coach, you need to let go and let your best players do what they do.
Paul. Not getting the bounce.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Harden to Anthony. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make. Change of scenery, but how can Melo still impact a franchise?
It all starts with a mindset. It starts with embracing and accepting your new role. He is no longer a starter in this league. He's a guy that's going to need to be positive on the bench, bring in his shooting abilities off the bench, and also be a coach when he's on the floor. That's the next step in the evolution for Carmelo Anthony.
Send it away.
Did you see how far he got up? He kept going up and up and up. I think he's still going up.
Missed that one. His coach cannot be a happy camper. Harden with the basketball. His guy's down 3. Tough shot. He hits.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing.
Billy Donovan will switch a few things around. shot from the lane won't go.
It's because he took his eye off his target, Ed. As an offensive player, you have to glare at where the defender's coming to, but quickly redirect yourself to your actual target. He was more consumed with the defender than he was the actual rim.
Oklahoma City ball. A pass taken away by the Rockets.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in the playoff game, it will.
That's good D. Shot no good. To Paul George. Has a look. George with a shot, no good. Paul across the timeline. All tied up, just underway in this fourth quarter. Shakes free and hits.
Man, you making people dance out there? I see you with the footwork.
Steven Adams with the slam.
And that transition offense was flawless when guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
Anthony to Paul. Going to launch beyond the arc. And Chris Paul, quick catch and shoot there. 4-3. The Thunder will use a timeout. They'll need a quick shot and then likely a quick foul in what is now a two-possession game. And that's going to be out of bounds off of George. Paul buries the wide open three. That's too easy.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you might be time to adjust the scouting. Denying him the ball.
Inside, he scores.
Everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once? Okay, but you're definitely not fooling me twice.
That misses with 2 seconds to go. It's the Rockets who are victorious as they take care of business at home. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.